Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Osterberger. We're here at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum hosted by the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. And I'm Jeremy Osterberger with BIC Magazine, and I'm joined by Alastair Port, Executive President for Indovinya, Indorama Ventures. Alastair, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jeremy.
So I can tell by the way you speak, you're not from Texas, Alastair. Give me a little bit about your background and your path to your current role.
Sure. Well, I was born and raised in England.
All right.
My father's Scottish, my mother's grandparents are Irish. I've got the whole mix of the Great Britain in there, and I've spent a lot of time traveling around the world. I've lived in Europe, I've lived in Asia, I've lived in South Africa, Middle East, and now Houston, Texas.
About 11 years you've been here, you said?
11 years. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Texas, and thank you so much for spending time with BIC Magazine today, Alastair. So let's get into it. A lot of talk on the stage today is about some of the challenges the chemical industry is facing. You know, how is the chemical industry adapting to global demand or lack thereof at this time?
Yeah, so global demand is a fact. We've seen some rises in some of our markets, ongoing demand increases, and that's been great to see. I think in other areas, especially in base chemicals, a lot of competition there. So I don't think it's demand destruction, I think it's supply increase. And that's the issue that the industry is going through. I think there are elements of markets that are having problems. So I think, do you buy an EV or an ICE engine? I think people get confused, and therefore they don't buy anything, and they're waiting to find out. I think construction is a little bit down at the moment, and I think that needs to improve, and people need houses, and Texas is not a good example of that, because Texas, you see it everywhere, but around the whole of the US and globally, house building is down, and that's got to improve. And then the competitive nature of the chemical industry has to improve to make sure. I think it's going to move more local for local rather than local for global.
Gotcha. So when you talk about the U.S., you talk about some of the advantages here in the U.S. for investment. Really, I guess from your company's perspective, why is U.S. so attractive for investment? Yeah.
So look, we start off with the U.S. It's a good market for anybody to be in. And you should build where the market is my humble opinion. And that base loads the plant, and it allows you that customer intimacy to be able to respond very quickly. And I think we're seeing that more and more. People are not stocking up on products, they want just in time, not just in case.
I got you. Yeah.
And therefore stocks are coming down, and therefore immediate just-in-time deliveries is very important. So being in a market, being present in a market that you can instantly respond to the customer is very, very important. I think the other thing is supply of raw materials, ready supply of energy. The US is a huge energy hub now. Make a good investment decision, because you need that sustainability of the energy supply going forward. Infrastructure. Yep. The US has got a great infrastructure. We talked about rail, shipping, exports, ports. It's got a great infrastructure. And the other thing about the infrastructure is getting the technology people behind you. You need the right consultants, the right contractors. You need people who know about instrumentation. You need people who know about DCS systems. Great hub for that. Second one is the people. You need that ready supply of trained, skilled people who have the appetite to readily improve things every day. And the US has got that in bounds. Very entrepreneurial. And lastly, you need that regulatory framework. And the regulatory framework that allows you to bring products to the market quickly. You get approvals, you get approval for permits to build plants, you get approvals to expand plants. You need that. And I think that's the advantage that the US needs to keep.
Yeah. So one thing that's caused some uncertainty is tariffs, Alastair. Talk about where we are with tariffs, and just give us an update on, you made some comments on the stage. Give us your opinion of where we're at with tariffs.
Yeah, so I think tariffs, from our own company point of view, we're in a good position, I think, because 90% of what we make, the raw materials come from the US. So that's a good position to be in. There are some products that we make, we have to source the materials externally because the US doesn't make them. And we're in this strange position at the moment where the zero import on competitive products coming in fully formulated, but we have to pay a tax on the raw materials coming in. So our manufacturing goes up, whereas everybody else is low. Those are just wrinkles in the system that, as the tariffs come in, people didn't really understand the whole implication. So those just need ironing out. So that's one element of the tariffs. I think short, medium term, tariffs are probably here to stay, to protect the industries, to protect the economies. I think where you'll see tariffs not staying is in countries that don't have an industry or economy to protect, and they'll take them out. So what you'll see is opportunities for the US, but you'll see opportunities for export from the US, finding out where those economies are going and which countries are going to. So that'll be a very agile, moving picture, keep on top of what's going on.
Thank you, Alastair. You're a member of the Sustainability and Risk Management Committee. My question is, how do you evaluate and mitigate risk related to regulatory changes? I mean, climate goals, even global supply chain pressures.
Yeah, so certainly internally, and many companies out there have a senior risk management committee, which I'm part of. And what we do is evaluate all the risks against the company: supply chain, cybersecurity, IT, oil prices, geopolitical conflicts. We measure everything. Right. And we sort of say, how does this affect us? And we review that regularly and say, has something changed? Do we need to pivot? Do we need to think about something else? The other part we do is we work very closely with ACC and TCC, and they've been huge advocates to help industry understand where these issues are and how they can help us. And I would say that having a trade body of that size in the state and also in the wider USA is so important, because not every chemical company wants the same things.
Right.
They're all competitors, so they all want something different. So having that trade body that represents the industry is so, so important.
Well, Alastair, thank you. I know you're busy and you got to go. One last question. I know you're a huge fan of the Newcastle Magpies. What are we looking like here? What are we going to expect from the team here coming up? What's the mood?
I think, I'm going to say we're going to win the league. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going to be,
not lose a game. There's going to be no games
maybe
lost.
not
No
this
matches
season,
lost.
but we'll do it, and we're appreciative of all of the Saudi help they're giving us at the moment.
That's right. Well, Alastair, we thank you for your time. We appreciate you being here at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum, and thank you for jumping on with BIC Magazine.
Appreciate it.